Hello and welcome back to my Dandelion Diaries. It is the most exciting time of the year in my opinion, and that is planner season. And today's video is going to be setting up this beauty right here. This is my Hobonichi HON in the A5 Cats and Me colorway. Cover, not sure. And today we're going to be setting this up completely from cover to cover. So this video is going to be a long one. I did go ahead and do this in sections. So if you're interested in only certain sections of the book, check out the description. I will have timestamps down below. And if you're just here for the final flip through, like a lot of you probably are, skip to the timestamp that has just the flip through of everything that's already completed. But I know I like to watch the full process, and I know there are probably several of you that like to watch the full process. So that's what we're going to be doing today. You're getting the whole process. So grab a drink, tea, coffee, soda, water, whatever, maybe a snack, and we're just gonna get straight into this. And I'm using a lot of different supplies today. I've kind of already gauged kind of what I want to use, but we may be winging it at some point, and that's okay too. I don't think I will be able to link everything that I'm using today, but I will do my best to share what it is I will be using when I start using it. With that said, let's just jump in. So first off, I want to give an appreciation to the planner itself. This is the pattern that I got. I got several little balls of pink yarn. I think it is super perfect. I think my favorite is my little pink ball of yarn underneath the HON here. And yeah, and I like that I have like a little cat peeking out from underneath my 2024. It looks super duper cute. Okay, so we're going to start with the front cover. So I really wanted to do something like I did in 2023 this year, and that is create a washi wallpaper. So what this means is you basically take any kind of washi that you really like and you cover the entire spread essentially in that wallpaper or washi paper. Oh my gosh. And I wanted to use my 𝗪𝗶𝘁𝗶𝗄 washi tape because I really like the way this looks when it's all kind of like spun together. I'm going to try to line this up as best I can. Being that I'm on camera, I may be uneven and may have to redo it a couple of times, so just bear with me. But that is the beauty of washi tape. I'm actually going to flip this around. Hold on. Just so I can see it a little bit better. I'm just trying to make it as flush with the page as I can, and then I'm going to cut off the excess here in a minute, and I'll show y'all how I'm going to do that. We're just going to leave the excess on for a second here. I find this is easiest to do with wide washi tape, but if you have skinny washi tape, you could make like a rainbow effect. I think that would look really cool too. And I really want to line up the lines. Obviously the design won't line up completely because it's not meant for that, but if the lines line up at least a little bit, I feel like it'll look a little bit more seamless. Oh no, I got a crease. See, like the lines aren't completely even, but yeah, it's okay. Oh, this 𝗪𝗶𝘁𝗶𝗄 washi tape is from the washi tape shop. I don't know if it is available anymore, but if it is, you can use code DANIELLE10 to get 10% off. And I love this washi. It is so cool. So this bottom isn't perfectly long enough, so I'm going to cut this in the center. Like right here. And then I'm going to cut along this line. Let me get my little scissors. Baby scissors for the win. Okay, and then we are going to line this up on this side. Not perfect, but that's okay. I can probably cover some of that up. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a X-Acto knife or a ceramic knife, so that's what this is, and I'm just going to kind of, actually, no, I'm going to use scissors for this. I feel like I have more precision with scissors sometimes. But I'm just going to cut straight down here and see how it peeled that up. And that way I can go slow enough to where I can move it out of the way if I need to. And this doesn't have to be perfect. I probably should have used a straight edge, but as long as it's not creasing too bad when I close it, that's what I care about. The beauty of washi tape is how forgiving it is. Okay, and then for the edges, I'm going to pull it a little bit up like this. I don't know if I'm in frame. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and trim it ever so slightly against the border of that, and then push down the excess. And I'm just gonna go really slow. And I'm really enjoying that because the edges of this book are patterned with fabric. You can't tell how janky my line is. So if you're doing this on one that's not as patterned, just maybe cut it on a piece of paper, like instead of just gluing it straight onto the page, like put it on a piece of paper and then glue the paper down. That might be a smarter way of doing this. It's still not totally even. But to prevent from cutting the page, I always like peel the washi up because I don't want to cut the page. Okay, alrighty, so there's that. I'm just gonna toss my excess. And then what I wanted to do is go ahead and put down some deco on this side. So this is a postcard from Galen Leather. I think it's Remy who sends them. And this one he didn't sign, which I was kind of sad, but at the same time, now I don't feel as bad gluing it down. And then I have a couple of clippings of some PET tape from London Gifties. I don't know which ones these are from. I think I got these as freebies with one of my orders. She does have quite a few with like little windows though, so definitely check those out if you're interested. But I'm thinking of doing something like this. And then this is a Neutrals 2024 from my shop. And I want to just put that kind of in the corner so it blends in a little bit. And I think I like that a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and glue down this. And I'm just going to use a tape runner. Okay. All right, I think that's pretty centered. Then I'm just going to trim these really quick. Alrighty, and I'm going to put them kind of like here-ish, 𝗙𝗃𝗁𝗃, I think, because it's not really blocking too much. It's blocking the artist's name, but I apologize if you were the artist and watched this. But this is now coming into my planner and going to be here forever, so yeah. Okay, I think I like that. I apologize for the glare. I'm doing some interesting things with my lighting right now because as the winter months come in, it's harder to get to a good place with lighting in the room that I'm in because it's either super, super bright or it's super dark. So I'm having to experiment a little bit. Okay. Okay, and then I'm just going to stick down my 2824 here. Okay, yeah, I really like that. Okay, so after that, I'm going to move on to the next page. Okay, so then actually the next thing I'm gonna do is remove the bookmarks. So I have a love-hate relationship with these bookmarks, and we're just gonna rip them out. And I apologize if that hurts anybody's feelings, but the way I do this is I'm going to set both sides of the cover down on the page, hold the actual book itself, pull up on the bookmark so I can have them like looped around my fingers, and you just kind of wiggle and tug up and the glue just pops off. It's super easy to take them off. As you can see, there's that, and there's no damage to the binding. Now we're gonna move on into this page here. So I'm thinking for this page, I wanna do like a collage of stickers. And I have a lot of Coffee Monsters Co. vinyls. So I think I wanna put them kind of like 𝗙𝗃𝗁𝗃. And like these are just ones that I have that I'm trying to use up / mix around. I think I like this. And then I was going to fill in the spaces with my astrological doodles. I think I like that. And then I'm going to write my name on this one. So this one is from my shop. This planner belongs to Planner Label Sticker. It's like a die cut, I guess. It's thinner and you can write on it with a regular marker. And then the rest of these are from the Coffee Monsters Co. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. Do I want to write on it in the planner, or do I write it on the sticker and then put the sticker in the planner? This is tough. I think I'm going to write on it and then put it in the planner. And I'm just going to use a Pentel Funosuke brush pen for this because it'll work just fine. Okay. See? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Wrote on it, no problem. Okay, I think I like that. All right, so I'm just going to start sticking stuff down. So I'm going to start with this one. Yeah, I really like that. And then I'm just going to go in with a few of these. And then I'm just going to go back in with that same Pentel brush pen and just kind of do some extra little stars and crosses and things. Because I love drawing this on literally everything right now, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Okay, and then we're going to take this one step further, and I am going to use a gold gel pen. This is a 𝗦𝘃𝗽𝗁 broad gold gel pen. I love this. I have it in silver as well, but the gold is hands down my favorite. And I'm just going to draw like little collections of bigger dots, and that way when the light reflects on this, it'll have a little bit of shimmer to it, because I love sparkly things. Okay, I think that is good enough for now. Looks so cute. I'm going to leave this side blank. I may come back and do, I don't know, maybe some kind of like quote or something, but for now I really like it like this, where it's just hodgepodge. So I'm just going to put a piece of paper in between this so it doesn't mark anything on the side, since this side is the Tomoe River paper and I don't want it to smudge anything. And then we are going to move into the first actual planner section, and that is the 2024, 2023, 2025 year to glance pages. I'm just going to take a clip to clip this down for now while I work on this side, and then when I move to this side, I'm going to have to put something underneath it. But my plan for these pages is to use the Coffee Monsters Co. monthly freebie from her Facebook group. She does have them available for purchase in her shop as well, but only in a certain size. So I am a member of her Facebook group, been a member for a while, and I downloaded them and resized them to fit on top of all of the calendars. So I have the 2024 versions, and then I also have the 2023 versions. And then hopefully if she does the 2025 versions, I'll get those towards the end of the year. I just like how it all looks put together. I don't really plan on using this page very functionally. I guess this is a good time to mention, this is going to be my memory planner. So anything and everything that I use for memories. So it's not really going to have a whole lot of planning. It's just going to have a whole lot of like information, photos, fun things that I did. Yeah, so this is not going to be very functional. It's mainly going to be very decorative. And it's like a scrapbook is the best way I could put it. And this is what I keep at the end of the year if I keep nothing else. So I wanted to decorate it with things that I love. And I do love my Coffee Monsters Co. So I definitely want to make sure that I have things like that in here. And so I size these. These are 1 inch across, so 1 inch wide, and they fit the grid spacing perfectly. I am going to use tweezers for this because I'm a little challenged when it comes to getting backing off of the regular sticker paper in like die cut form like this. So actually I'm going to start with the bottom one. So I'm going to start with October, which is wrong. September should be here. October. Okay, we lined up everywhere else. Let's make sure. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Yep, okay. So September 1st. think this is part of the most stressful part of setting at the planner, is if you do stuff like this. And I guess it's only stressful if you want it to look a certain way. Like if you want it to be very perfect, which I do. Just because I guess that's who I am. But I definitely like seeing it a certain way. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm okay with that. I probably could have brought this down a little bit, but I'm not about to pull up all of those, so we continue on. July's a little crooked, but it's okay, you know. Maybe this barbecue Modi's just had a few too many glasses of wine or beer or tequila sunrises or whatever it is. Okay. Where's that? Okay, so now that I have finished 2023, I'm going to move on over to 2024. I'm just going to line these up and see if I can fit them all over and have them spaced out a little bit. Which they should fit over the whole thing, because I sized them. I tried to measure them with a ruler before I printed them out. I did use my silhouette to cut these out, so that's why they're all kind of uniform. But you could easily cut these out by hand. These are much more square than last year's. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start with December and move my way up. And for these ones, I am going to de-sticky them a little bit because this is the side that matters more to me than the other side. So by sticking them on my hand a little bit, I'm going to make it a little bit easier to reposition if I need to. All right, that is it for the calendar year at a glance page. I think this looks nice. So hopefully by the end of 2024, I will get the 2025 versions of these if Helen continues to do them. If not, I'll probably end up covering this up with something. But for now, I'm very happy with this. And yeah, that took way longer than ever anticipated, but that's usually how it goes. Okay, so moving on into the Calendex pages, index pages, whatever. I am trying to decide if I want to use this as a daily index like I did for 2023, if I want to use it as a habit tracker, but since I'm doing this more of like a memory keep, habit tracker wouldn't really make sense to me. It's more of just like a collection of data at that point, like what I actually did, so I may not do that. I'm gonna wait to fill that part out until January when I start using the actual planner portions of this. And then I know on the bottom I definitely want to track my stats or like write down my stats so it's like an archive of them. That being kind of like income / outcomes of money, social media statistics, and even health statistics if anything happens for me health-wise. So I definitely want to track that down here. But again, I'm not going to fill out this section just yet. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm going to wait. But I am going to decorate the outside of the pages because I want to. So this is a thin washi from the washi tape shop. It is part of the 20 roll bundle. I'm not sure. I'll try to link it if I can. But this is the white stars with the gold foiling, and I just want to outline the pages because I feel like it just adds a pop of everything to, I don't know, I feel like it just makes it look nicer. And since it's from the washi tape shop, it has backing, so you can line it up perfectly to where you want it. And I'm going to do it on the top and the bottom for all the pages. And since it's gold and white, it should go with whatever colors I end up choosing to do for any of the months, which is always something that is important to me. For 2023, I did like a rainbow washi, and it worked really good. It was, I think, the Coffee Monsters Co. Rainbow Heads washi, and it worked really good, but I wanted something a bit more neutral for 2024 in case I decide to make this section of the book a little bit more neutral. And we're starting on the bottom because it's where I can see the easiest. But I just like that this washi fits really nicely in this little section. I actually really enjoy thin washi quite a bit. Okay. Cut it a little too long. So I'm just going to take my little scissors in here and kind of pull this up and snip off the excess. Okay. See, I think that looks really cute because it's like kind of shiny when you look at the page, but it's still really neutral. I really like that. Oh, there was one thing I saw, I think it was 𝗬𝗃 plans. I don't know if I have any in here. Hold on. It was 𝗬𝗃 plans. I'll link her video. She took a transparent sticky note or piece of vellum, laid it over the page, and wrote on the vellum like what she wanted to do until she was ready. I may try to do that, but I have no idea where my transparent sticky notes are. So for now, this is what I'm going to leave it at. But I probably will end up just using this as an index, honestly, to index the back pages and kind of write down events that happened each day in like a little snapshot type of view, just since this is more of a memory keeper and I won't be using it to really track anything regularly. Yeah. But I'm just going to do the star washi on these pages too, and then we will continue on. So with that, we are done with the Calendex pages. So after the index and calendar year at a glance, we come to the first monthly section in the Hobonichi Cousin or Hobonichi HON. It's the same insides really. And for this page, I typically just back plan, you know, what I am doing in December of 2023, because I don't usually start using these planners until January of 2020, whatever the next year is going to be. So this year I'm going to try something new, and I'm going to do a reading page of all of the books that I went to read for 2024. So this is going to be a little creative. Obviously this is a month, but what I really care about more is that it's grid. So I'm going to ignore the kind of like gray and red this year. If I like this, I may come up with a solution where I make like a sticker kit or something to cover up all of the month's stuff. But for now, I just want to keep this a little simple and see how I like it. But I'm going to use this die cut from Leela Journals. Her, I think this is Roses and Butterflies washi tape, also from Leela Journals. A skinny washi from the washi tape shop, again from that same skinny set. This one's got butterflies and kind of like goldish coppery foil on it. And then I'm going to use a bunch of white dots, which I get these off of Amazon. I use these to label my ink files, but they'll work great for this purpose today. Okay, so I'm going to start by covering up December up here. Let me find the end of my washi. And I want this to be pretty square. I'm going to flip the book around again. I think that'll work. And then I want to use my ruler as a straight edge. You could use a washi card, scissors, knife, whatever. And I'm just going to cut it like so. Obviously you can still see it. I'm not really that mad about that. I'm just going to layer another little piece on top, so it's not super, super bad. Okay, and then I'm going to, do I want to put this down first? No, let me do the, I'm going to do the butterfly washi next. Because this should cover up all of the dates almost perfectly. Okay, I need this to be a perfect cut now. And obviously I could use this washi like all the way down the whole thing, but I think that would be too much. If I had a good like whiteout washi, I would totally be down to do that. If anybody knows of any companies that make whiteout washi, I think the planner community needs to know, and you should drop that down in the comments, because I would definitely benefit, And I'm sure there are others out there that would benefit as well. Okay, we're just going to do this carefully. I'm not doing the best with removing backing today. I'm trying not to pull on the washi, I'm just trying to make sure it's laid straight, so that way it doesn't pull up any of the page. And I wanted to use this washi specifically because a lot of the books I read are like fantasy and romance. So I wanted it to kind of give those same kind of vibes. Where are my tweezers? Okay, perfect. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and put down this, and I want it to kind of cover up that a little bit. Actually, I'm going to take this washi again, and I'm gonna change up my idea here a little bit. So I'm just gonna take a rough piece. I'm gonna cover up that again, so it's even more opaque. I'll line that up, bring it down. Okay, and then I'm going to take a rough piece of the butterfly, kind of in a similar length, maybe a little shorter, a little longer, I don't know, kind of roughly guesstimated here. And I'm going to layer it on top, just slightly. Okay, it's longer, perfect. And then I'm going to stick this on top of that. Okay. I'm going to bring this close to me for a second because I need to see, and I don't want to rip this beautiful sticker. Okay, so now I'm going to take my dots and we're just going to cover up every single little square with a dot in the corner. Basically covering up all of the dates with a big round dot. Yes, I know these do not perfectly fit in the square, but I don't care. This is what I have. And I didn't feel like purchasing something new for something that I'm kind of experimenting with. So I think this will work just fine. And I'm going to cover up part of her moon. It's so interesting to see the different color in the white of the stickers versus the white of the Hobonichi paper. I never noticed how, I guess, off-white the Hobonichi paper is in the cousin. I know in the weeks it's very cream, but in the cousin it always looked very white to me, but I guess it's kind of an off-white. I'll try to link these dots on Amazon, by the way, because that's where I get them. And they're very inexpensive, and you get a whole bunch of them. just know that sometimes they're stuck together and you can't use them. I mean, you can use them for the ink stuff, but for this, I don't think it'll work very well. Anyways, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, okay, 7 times 5, 35 squares. So this would be enough for 35 books in a year. For me, I think that's pretty reasonable. I'm a good reader, but I'm not like reading so much that this would be not enough squares for me. You could easily do this with the months at the back though, if you read a lot of books. Okay, so now I'm going to leave this over here for now. I'm going to do the same kind of deco I did over here, just to kind of balance it a little bit more. So we're just going to take a random length of the washi. All right, not too bad. And then I'm going to take my Pentel brush pen again, and I'm going to do it in black, even though this is pretty neutral. I just want it to look a little bit bold, and I'm going to put reading log over here. Actually, do I want to use the stamps? Actually, I'm going to do the stamps. We're going to do the stamps. So these are alphabet letter stamps that I have. I got these from Stationery Pal, but you can get these on Amazon and a whole lot of other places now. So let me just pull out the ones to spell reading log with. Okay. And the ink that I'm going to use is the VersaMagic chalk ink in Midnight Black. They have a whole bunch of colors of this, honestly. I have some other colors I could probably use, but I really want to use the Midnight Black because I think it's just a little bit more striking. And I'm going to go here this way. I'm going to spell it backwards, so wish me luck, especially now that we're doing it on camera. All right, reading log complete. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that for now. I may add 2024 at some point, but my plan is to probably number each dot and then write the title, the dates that I read it, the number of pages, and then maybe use one of my star rating strips because they fit within the boxes to rate the book, and we'll go from there. But for now, I really like this. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to set up the rest of the monthlies for now. I'm just going to leave it blank because I will memory keep with these, whether I do stickers a day, kits, I don't know yet. These I'm just going to leave blank. But what I was saying is if you read more than 35 books a year, you could easily take the last 3 months, so January, February, and March of 2025 for this book, and set that up the same way, and you would have 35 times 3, over 100 books that you could log that way if you read over 100 books in a year. So just saying. Or you could do other things like TV shows, restaurants, what have you. I'm not going to do anything with the last 3 month pages. I may change my mind, but for now, that's what I got. So for the weeklies, I'm going to do only tabs for the weeklies, and then also for the dailies. So let's go ahead and do tabs, I guess. The tabs I'm going to be using are both from my shop. So this is the Ocean Colors tabs, and these are the grayscale. I thought these looked really nice with this cover, because I feel like the ocean color matches the seafoam green of like the main part of the cover, and then the grayscale matches like the black, white, and gray cats really well. I didn't have anything that was this dark red, and I don't really care for this dark of a red color in tabs. I feel like it's a little too punchy, but I do like these two, so I'm going to stick with what I got. But the question is, do I want black first or blue first? I think I'm going to do the blue first. I'm going to go back to the fronts of the monthly pages, so this page here. And I'm going to do monthly in the top. They are cut with a little slit in the middle, so they bend really easily. And then the line here matches up with the edge of the page, so you can match it up to the edge of your planner like this. So once it's down, it's easy, like they're not easy to reposition, they're permanent, but you can put it on your finger like this and de-sticky it a little bit, and that'll help if you need to reposition it at all. I don't really think I'm going to need to reposition too much with the Hobonichi Cousin because I've tabbed several of these. So I'm just going to start here at the top, and I'm going to leave them open for now, and then I will come back through and close them all, just so that way I can see how they lay before I permanently close them all together in the book. Okay, so here is the start of the weekly and also January. And I'm just going to put these on the same page. Yeah. Okay, and then January. Okay, so February starts on that week. And I'm going to just fast forward through this section because this takes a very long time. So just, yeah, bear with me for a few minutes while I finish tabbing up this planner. Okay, so now that I have all of the tabs kind of lined up where I want them, I'm going to go ahead and fold them over. And then off camera, I'm going to do the second set of tabs, so I can do it a little faster, because doing it on camera takes me a little bit longer because I have to lean over. So yeah, I'll be back in a minute. All of the tabs will be finished, but that is essentially how you put them on, and then you basically go in one by one and just fold them over. Like so. And then you have a little tab. Isn't that cute? Okay, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I got all of the tabs on. This is what it looks like with the covers kind of pushed to the side so you can see them a little bit better. So I have the ocean colors in the front here with those nice muted kind of cool toned greens and blues, and then we have the grayscale in the back. Overall, I love how it turned out. I do like that the HON cover kind of pushes over a little bit so it hides the tabs a little bit, but you can still see them peeking through to the side. I don't know, I really like it. I think it turned out really nice. So also, one thing to note about my tabs, if I didn't mention it already, they are basically the same both directions. So for instance, the S is on the end of the tab on both sides. So even if you flip the tab around on accident, it's still going to line up the same way. It's still going to look the same on both sides. So just keep that in mind if you were curious. It does have the kind, I guess it's, I don't know, a symmetrical feature. Anyways, let's continue on. So we've done the front cover, tabs. December. Okay, so yeah, so I went ahead and put on my goals tab here because my plan is for the turning the page section, I want to use this as a reflection of my goals. So I'm going to basically mirror this as the Common Planner goal section. So I am going to be using a Common Planner for 2024, but since this is like more of the 𝗬𝗃𝗁 cousin is more of like the archival book that I will be keeping literally forever. I'll probably keep the Common Planner too, but I just know that Hobonichi is going to stand with me for time for now. So I want to kind of lay out this in these pages. I am going to be using a Staedtler Tri-Plus fine liner in the color, I think it's light gray. I don't know. I get them in a big box. I use these all the time. They're one of my favorite things. Okay, so for first off things here, I know I'm going to be blocking off this bottom section because I'm not going to use this because it's not even with the rest of it. So I don't want to like make boxes all the way down and then not be able to use it in the two corners because of the calendars there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 columns for the Common Planner. So if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. Okay, so I think I can do that very well. And I can just use the guidelines from the weeks on this side to do that. So let me turn this way and we'll just do some delineating lines here. I love this fine liner because it's light enough but dark enough at the same time. Okay, so now since I don't have those on this side, I'm going to count the squares. Okay, so they're 9 squares deep. So I'm basically going to count 9 squares in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm going to make a little indentation. And then I'm going to line myself up and finish out that indentation with a line. And then we're going to count again. And then for the squares going down, she has 6 sections. I use like 8 sections, honestly. So what I'm going to do is just kind of do the border at the top here. So I'm going to leave myself 1 square to write in because I'll probably go over it a little bit. And that'll be like my little headers. And then if I break this up into 6, let me count the squares down and I'll think about what I'm about to do. Okay, so there's 44 squares going down. So if I divide 44 by 8, I'm just going to use my calculator real quick. It's roughly 5.5 squares each. but if I divide it by 6, it's like 7 and 7.3 squares each. So we don't really have an even number. I'm just going to do the 5 squares each, and then, or I'll alternate, one will have 5, one will have 6, until I reach 8 all the way down. Because it doesn't really matter how the size of them to me. It mainly matters like what I guess I'm keeping track of. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be the first one. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. I'm just going to do that. I'll just put it here. Okay, looks good to me. So we have lots of grid going on. I'm going to go ahead and write in the headings and everything and my title at the bottom here, but I'm not going to actually fill in my goals. So I'm going to save the goal planning part of this for when I get to set up my common planner, which hopefully will be here pretty soon. And then I will share with you guys kind of how I'm going to do that, because in case I want to include sensitive information, I can include the more sensitive information in this book and show you guys the common planner version, which may not be as sensitive. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So I'm going to take my, actually, let's make this fancy. I'm going to take that gold gel pen again, this one, and I'm going to go ahead and write down the headings up here. So I'm going to use the exact same ones that the common planner has, because I feel like I've worked with them pretty well and I understand what I want to do with them. And the first category sheet, this is like where you put your main goal category. And the second column is someday. The third column is 1 year. Fourth column is half year. Fifth column, or first column on the other page, is quarterly. And then we have monthly, weekly, and daily. All right. And then I'm just going to do goals in cursive here. Okay, I like that. So instead of doing a title down here, I'm going to just do some washi deco, I think. And we're going to stick with the stars that I used earlier. So I'm going to do the stars outlining the top again, because I think that looked really cute. But I'm not going to touch that just yet because it's still wet. So I'm just going to measure down here, but it's the same distance. And I can turn the planner around and do it without smudging my writing. And then on the bottom, I'm going to use a gold grid washi, which I think I got this one from, I want to say Jet Pens. I think it was Jet Pens. Anyways, I'm almost out of it, but I'm just going to do some random pieces here on the bottom with some more of that star washi on top of it. And this is not going to be measured out. This is going to be just kind of with feeling, as we like to say, right? Measure with feeling. We're going to be our Italian moms telling us to measure the amount of garlic we want with feeling. Okay. Okay. right. Okay, so I think that's it for this section for now. I really like the gold. I think the gold is going to be my thing for 2024. Just gold everything. Okay, so I'm done with this section. Definitely going to be goals. For the monthly sections, or I don't even know what to call these, the header pages for all of the monthlies, I'm going to wait to set these up until I actually begin using this in January. So I plan on doing my monthly intentions here, which is what I did for 2023. You can watch any of my flip throughs and look for this page in the Hobonichi cousin, and I do my monthly intentions and monthly review. And then I also want to include a small section, probably either in the corners, don't know yet, of my currently inked pens. I've been doing this in a separate journal for 2023, but for 2024, I want to include it also in my archive book, or my memory keeper, scrapbook, whatever you want to call this, just so that way I have it documented with the pens that I actually wrote with in the book, because in my cousin for 2023, I wrote with it in all of the months, but I didn't really document what colors I was using, so I can only reference the other book that I have. Okay, the last few things I'm going to set up are in the back. So once we finish all of the monthly, daily stuff, we go into notes pages. And so my plan for this is to have a page for my adulting log. And this is basically just going to be a record of all the different things that I took care of that were adulty. And then a date night log, and then I also want to have a running stats log, and then a space for a year in review, kind of like a journal page. So we're going to set these up real quick. I'm just going to use my stamps again. So for adulting log, we're going to spell out adulting. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my date night log on this side as well. All right. Okay, so now that stamping is done, now I'm going to kind of delineate some lines. So I know for my adulting log, it's basically January through December, and I have different tasks that I do different times of the year, is the best way I can put that. So I'm going to start there, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my little border up here. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. I'm just saying it out loud so I don't miss a month. And then I'm going to add a little line here to kind of separate out the tasks. I probably won't need a full page, but we're going to leave it like that for the moment. And then for the date night log, I'm going to again kind of extend that line over here. And for this one, I am going to go ahead and just kind of draw another line that's a little bit more close together, basically creating two columns. And for this side, it is, well, the date, and then description, probably the best way to put it. Basically the date, like the day of the month, week, date, whatever, on this side, and the description would be like what we did on the date or a memory from that date. And then for the adulting log, I'm going to re-reference my one from 2023 just to make sure that I get all of the ones on there that I want to keep track of. Okay, so that's it for this section. I'll zoom in case you guys want to see close up what I wrote down. So this is a close-up of all of the things I wrote down for my adulting log. This is just everything I have for right now. I may add to this list. It's just stuff that I keep track of yearly versus monthly. Some of it is monthly, but it's just easier to see it in this format than to do it sporadically through each monthly page in the book. So this page, I'm going to do my running stats. So I'm going to do the same kind of stamping here at the top. So I'm basically just going to do a little delineating line again. And for this, I'm going to actually section this a little bit more. So I'm going to do the date of the run, the time, so like how long I ran, the mileage, and then my average pace per mile. And then this last little section here is going to be for notes. And I do plan on keeping a bit more of a, I guess, more structured month by month track of this in my health planner that I'm going to have. But I do want to have a, like, overall record of it in this book as well. All right, and then this last section here is going to be my a year in review. So I'm going to letter this in with a Pentel brush pen in the black color. And that's just basically hopefully going to be like a journal-y page that shows how my year went, if I have any kind of, you know, things to say at the end of the year. Maybe good things, bad things, things to work on, things I did well, accomplishments, anything like that. And because we're keeping up with our gold trends, I'm going to add some more of those little dots with the stars using that same kind of gold pen. The 𝗦𝘃𝗃𝗁𝗄, and I'm just going to underline it a little bit too. Okay, and then the rest of that page will be journaled in at some point. Okay, moving on. These back pages always either really irritate me or make me think harder on how to use them. This year, I'm actually going to give it a shot in trying to use all of the back pages. I don't know how well I'm going to do, but this is kind of my plan for what I want to do with them. I'm not going to set them up in this video just because I'm not set on any of these options yet. These are just the ones that I want to lead with in terms of if come January I decide I do want to do it, the idea is already there. So for the timetable, I'm thinking of doing a cleaning schedule on the top and then a workout schedule on the bottom. So for the cleaning schedule, I would likely divvy up this section here into rooms of my house. So like bedroom, kitchen, closets, family room, office, craft room, garage, and then different days of the week, I would put like a little mark on which days I want to clean those rooms. Same thing for like the workout down here. I would probably divvy this up into like arms, back, abs, legs, cardio, HIIT, any workout I could think of, honestly, and then make a little dot or mark if I'm going to be doing it on that day of the week as well. Again, I'm not super set on this yet, so I'm going to leave this alone for now, but these are the two ideas that I have running for this specific page. Then for the graph page, I don't really know about this one either. Last year, I tried to do a weight tracker where I could just watch and see my weight fluctuate throughout the year. I made it about 6 months, and then I just stopped updating it. So yeah, there's that. I could do it again, try it again for 2024. Not super dead set on it. The other option I thought of doing is a social media tracking. So in my work planner, I actually track my social media stats every week and see how they grow. I think it might be cool to see it in more of a graph format, like if I, go up and down at all, or if it's just linear, or if it's just stay stagnant for a while. Like I'm thinking I might use this for social media tracking and maybe even have different color lines. So like green being Instagram, red being YouTube, blue being Facebook, something like that. As for the bottom section here, I have no idea. For the favorites section, again, I'm not super dead set on anything with this one either. I'm thinking maybe one major memory per month since there are 12 boxes. I could just write down the date that the thing happened and a quick description of what it was. Last year, I tried to use this as different restaurants I went to, and I wasn't in love with that idea. Yeah, this one's another one I'm kind of like meh on. For the My 100 page, I do want to use this as the YouTube videos that I create for my Dandelion Diaries. So I don't have a goal to produce 100 videos, but the way I see it is there's 52 weeks in a year. As long as I'm posting at least one video a week, that's 50 videos at least, 52 videos at least. So if I post 2 videos every now and then, or even 2 every week, that's pretty close to 100. So I just want to see, I guess, how many videos I actually end up posting in 2024. So I am going to use this for the YouTube videos that I create for my Dandelion Diaries. I feel pretty good about this one. Then for this page, this is in Japanese, so I can't read the prompts, but it's supposed to be an interview with yourself. If you get the English version, you can totally see what the prompts are, answer the questions, whatever. I plan on using this as a word per month or word of the month. I did this for 2023 and I really like how it turned out. So every month I will go in with whatever color I want and write down a word for that month and what I feel like is going to inspire me to be creative that month or whatever. Then for these pages, I'm going to just leave them alone. This is, I think, desserts, and this is about eyesight. Again, since I have the Japanese version, I don't know what they say, but you could definitely find somebody with an English version and have them send you screenshots if you would like. This one, I believe, is about the solar terms, which is basically the different holidays and seasonal changes that the Chinese celebrate, I believe. And then this one, I think, is emergency preparedness. For the gifts page, I actually do plan on using this as gifts. So I usually make a small list for Christmas gifts every year for my family because they're the ones I typically only give gifts to. And everybody will fit on this one page. So I will do like who it is and then what I'm getting them, basically. Or if they have a few things that I want to get them. This is the age chart. I'm not going to do anything with that. This is, I think, conversions. Again, not going to do anything with that. For the address page, I want to try using this as places I travel to this year for 2024 because I don't really need to keep track of addresses like this. I have contacts in my phone for a reason and I don't really need to see it physically on a piece of paper. But let's say I go to 8 different places this year in terms of travel, I can write down where we stayed and maybe like a brief description, which would be so fun. So I do want to use this as like a way to track any travels that I do in 2024. And then for the last page, this is the personal notes page. I actually do plan on putting my information on this page. So this page will not be shared on the internet. It will have basically contact me if you find this kind of stuff. So I won't have anything here. And then on the back here, I think the only thing I want to do here is add a piece of like a journaling card I got. Let me see. I put it over here somewhere. So Helen from the Coffee Monsters Co. gave these out a while ago. And I saved it because I thought it was super cute. And it's like flowery and journaly and homey and cleaning and yes, and gardening. I love it. So I'm going to put this on this side because on this side I will likely have the clear cover and slip stuff inside of it. I don't know. Maybe I should put it on this side. Decisions. Okay, yeah, I'm going to put it on this side. Okay, so let me put some tape down on the back of this because this is pretty quick. Wait. Okay. And I'm just going to line this up. Just like that. All right. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to do is put a clear cover on this. So I was really tempted to just leave it as is with the fabric because I really love the bow and tie fabric. It's super soft, but because I'm me and I want to protect the fabric, I'm going to put a clear cover on it. And I'm just gonna make sure there's nothing in my clear cover because one time I actually had something like inside of it and it messed up my cover. And this is the Hobonichi HON A5 clear cover from Hobonichi. I don't know if there's any other clear covers out there that would fit the Hobonichi HON because it's a pretty big book. Maybe 𝗙𝘃𝗍𝗄's come up with something. I don't know, but that is what I got for that. All right, look at that. We are done. Okay, so let's get to the flip through part of this video since we have finished essentially everything that I'm going to set up for the video. Okay, so it is actually a different day. I came back to the planner after I had set it up and I just felt like I needed to do more to it. So I didn't film what extra bits I did to it, but I'll try to explain it as best I can. But this is the final flip through of the Hobonichi HON A5 Cat and Me setup. Yeah. I did take the clear cover off just to help with any glare, just so it'll be a little bit easier to see. But this is the opening cover I did. So I did the map washi wallpaper on the back. This postcard is from Galen Leather. I did a couple of clippings from my London Gifties PET tape. And then I did a 2024 Neutrals die cut from my own sticker shop. The next page here, I did a kind of artistic thing, I guess. I originally had left this page blank, but I went back and I added a quote. So this is a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. It says, "The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be." I feel it's a really motivating quote and I wanted to include it in my planner. And then this rose washi here, well, it's PET tape, but they do also offer it in a washi version. It's from the Washi Tape shop and you can get 10% off if you use code Danielle10 with that shop. This side, I did a collection of vinyl stickers that I had. So these are all from the Coffee Monsters Co. This nameplate sticker is from my shop, my Dandelion Diaries. And then I did a lot of the little astro doodles, which are also from my shop. And then to just kind of tie everything together, I took a black Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen in the hard tip and drew little twinkles everywhere, as well as my gold Uniball Signo, which is this pen, to make the little gold dots everywhere, just kind of make it a little bit more, I don't know, fancy. Then for the year at a glance pages, I just kept it simple for now. I may go back in and add more to this, but I felt this was plenty for now. These are the freebie calendars from the 𝗬𝗵𝗁𝗀𝗃 Facebook group. I downloaded them, sized them myself, and cut them out with my silhouette. You could easily take them to a FedEx, UPS, whatever print shop, print them out to size that you want, and cut them out with copy paper and glue them down. I just had the supplies, so I used sticker paper for that purpose. This was what I was talking about that 𝗬𝗃 Plans did with her planner. She took transparent sticky notes and vellum and kind of planned out how she wanted to use her sections. So let me zoom you guys in. So for the, I guess, index pages, I do want to use it as an index, but I did go ahead and I think decide I want to use a small section of the boxes for habit tracking, or more like logging, I guess, since this is going to be more of a memory-based planner. I will go back through after I have completed the information in my health planner and log any kind of workouts I did in this section. So whether I go to the gym, go for a walk or a run, or if I do any other kind of workout, I just want to have a kind of snapshot of what I did for each month so I can see it on a larger scale. I think this will work really well, but I did do this on that transparent sticky note, so I can always change my mind if I want to. And then for the bottom part of this section, I plan on using this as like a monthly stats snapshot. I just did example numbers just to see what it would kind of look like, but it could be like money in and out, so like money income versus anything I spent. Social media stats between like Instagram, YouTube, my Facebook group, and then health stats between like my weight, how many runs I went on, how many workouts I did. Something like that. I'm not super set on this yet, but I do like the way this looks. And again, this is on one of those transparent sticky notes, so I can always change my mind. Moving on into the monthly section, I actually took the first month of December, so December of 2023, that they include before the 2024 months, and I turned this into what I hope to make a reading log out of. So I basically covered up all of the dates with white dot stickers that I used to label my ink files, and I took a couple of washies that I had. The skinny butterfly washi is from the washi tape shop, and the larger, more floral butterfly washi is from 𝗎𝗏 Journals. This moon sticker is also from 𝗎𝗏 Journals, and these stamps I got from, I think, Stationery Pal, but you can also get them on Amazon. But my plan with this is to basically write down 1 through 35, because there's 35 squares, the date that I read the book, what the book title was, the author, number of pages, and my rating out of 5 stars. So we'll see how this looks at the end of the year, but this is something new that I'm trying for 2024. The rest of the monthlies I left blank because I like to set those up as the months pass. Since this is a memory planner, I may do stickers a day. I may just write down a little entry of what happened. It doesn't have a structure yet. That's what I decide in the end of, or at the beginning of the year. For the extra months that they include after 2024 months, so January 2025, February, and March, I plan on leaving these blank for now, but I did want to say if you're an avid reader and you want to kind of do something similar with a reading tracker using the monthlies, you could easily use all of these pages to do something like that. You can even do it to track restaurants, TV shows, anything. For the weekly section, again, I'm not going to set anything up since this is a memory planner and we'll go into planning in January. But I did add my own tabs. These are from my shop. These are the ocean colors. I felt like they matched the cover of the Cats and Me planner very well with the kind of like muted ocean-y colors that the cover has. After the weeks section, you get your turning of the page. I went ahead and filled this out a little bit more so you can kind of see what I plan on using as my goals. I'm gonna, like I said, fill out the rest of this when I set up my common planner because it's a little bit easier to show that versus my homemade version. But I do plan on tracking my goals or writing my goals for health, wealth, work, mental, spiritual, love, social, and inspiration. So if you're interested in what I'm doing with that, stay tuned for the common planner videos. For the monthly pages, the main blank page, I'm going to do monthly intentions and a monthly review, which is something I did in most of my 2023 months. You can look through some of those flip through videos if you're interested. And then I also plan including a currently inked section on this page as well, so that way I can see what inks I did write with for the month, because for 2023 I kept them separate in separate books, and I want to keep them more together this time around so I can see what I'm actually using. So that's all of the months. For the second set of tabs, I did my grayscale tabs, and I feel like they look really good together. Again, with the Cats and Me cover being that kind of like black cats, gray cats, black and white cats. I felt like it matched. For the notes section, the first page I used as an adulting log. This is basically just January through December months over here, and so every month if I do one of these tasks, I'll make a little dot. This just helps me stay on track with things that don't need to be updated every year or every month. So like checking smoke detector batteries, giving myself a haircut, changing out the dish sponge, whatever. Sometimes it happens every month, sometimes it doesn't. This is just an easier view for me to see those types of things. And then on the other page here, I have a date night log. This is where I like to track any fun dates that me and my boyfriend go on. So I'll write the date that we go and a brief description of what we did. It's just really nice to look and see what we've done for a whole year. If we've done anything interesting, or if it's mainly just movie nights and popcorn. So it's just a fun way to look back. For the next notes page, I did a running log. I do plan on doing this in my health planner, but I wanted a space that I could have a snapshot again. So I'll go through my health planner first and then re-enter the information on this page. But it's basically going to be the date that I do a run, the time that I ran, so like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, how many miles I did, my average pace, and then if I have any notes about the run itself, you know, any kind of pain, any kind of accomplishments, whatever. And then the last page here, I'm just dedicating as a journal page to review my year. Okay, moving on. The next page here is the timetable page. I ended up filling this back out. I left it blank originally, but I went ahead and set myself that I'm going to make this a cleaning schedule and a workout schedule. So what I did here is I broke up my cleaning tasks by the days of the week. So my first task here says recycling, trash, pickup. So that's like when the trash people come to pick up our garbage. So they come on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I need to make sure that I'm getting all of those things out on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. Then I did the dishes, which I should be doing every day. So I did an X for every single day. I did vacuuming the carpet twice a week, cleaning the bedroom twice a week, cleaning the kitchen twice a week, cleaning the bathrooms twice a week, and cleaning our office and any kind of like craft warehouse, whatever, twice a week. Then for workouts, I broke it down into like section of muscle. So I did arms, back, abs, and legs. So for those, I marked X's on the days that I plan on working out those muscles. So for arms, Tuesdays and Fridays, back, Monday and Thursdays, abs every other day basically. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. And then legs usually is Wednesdays and Sundays. Then I also included categories for cardio, full body, and walks. I do have a goal to walk every single day in 2024. Obviously, that's probably not going to happen every day, but majority of the days is, you know, the goal. Full body workouts, I'd probably want to do those maybe like once a week, whether it be like a HIIT workout, moving my entire body some type of way, clearing brush in our backyard, anything like that. And then cardio would be when we go on runs or run walks for me. So Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and then Saturdays. The next section in this book is the graph page. I went ahead and just covered that up with some grid washi, and I kept consistent with my little star washi, which is also from the washi tape shop. I really like this washi. Like, it's really nice. Anyways, so here I plan on tracking my social media stats. So I have, starting here with December of 2023 to January of 2025. So I did, 14 months on the bottom here. And then for my y-axis, I did starting with 500 and went all the way to 12,000. I don't know if I'm going to make it to 12,000 by the end of 2024, but I feel like that's a pretty high goal, and it would be kind of cool to see my channel grow that far. But I plan on using this as like a line graph, so I'll start with black being my YouTube subscribers, Instagram being red, and then blue is the Facebook group members that I have in my shop Facebook group. For the next page, this is the favorites page. I ended up using this as more of a top memories. So I wrote down the month for each of the boxes, January through the December. And I basically want to pick one solid good memory for each month and write maybe like a sentence about it and the date that it happened. Just again, so it's more of a snapshot of the month versus having to flip through all of the pages in the book. Moving on to the next section, this is the My 100 page. I went ahead and titled this out how I wanted it, which is the My Dandelion Diaries YouTube videos. I want to see if I actually do make it to posting 100 videos in a year. I feel like it's probably going to happen, but we'll see. And I can just title out which videos that I did. Then this page was originally the My Personal Interview or Interview with Myself or something like that. It was in Japanese, so I covered it up, but you can look at the English version in the English version of the books. I basically just titled these again with the months January through December, and I plan on doing this as a word of the month, which is what I did for 2023, and I really like it. You just pick a word that inspires you for that month and you write it down. I don't plan on using any of the, like, I guess more pages triggered towards Japanese, unfortunately. I may go back and cover these up with something and use them, but for now they're just going to stay as they are. For the gifts page, I actually do plan on using this as a gifts page, so I'll write down who I'm sending it to and what I'm getting them, whether for their birthday, Christmas, whatever. For the addresses page, I do want to use this as more of a travel log, so I will write down where we stay, or if we go international, within the States, whatever, I will have a section that I can write down where we went, and I think that's kind of cool. And then the last page is the personal notes page, which again will hold my personal notes and will not see the light of day on YouTube. And then for the back cover, I just took a piece of it's like a journaling card, I guess, from the Coffee Monsters Co. I cut it down to size, or it may have already fit, I don't remember, and I just glued it on here just for extra decoration. All right, that is it for the Hobonichi 2024 setup. I'm really happy with this one. This will be my first year in the HON, since this is the first year they've offered it, but I'm excited to see how it chunks up at the end of the year. I do want to say I probably won't be showing much of this planner on my channel here, just because it is going to be more of a memory keeper and will have lots of personal things to me inside of it. But I did want to share the setup with you all just in case you wanted to see what I would be using it for. If you're interested in any of the other setups I will be doing for all of my planners, I actually have created a playlist, so check that out. It is in the description, and I will also put it up in the cards so you can kind of see all the planners I will be using and how I will be using them, maybe get some inspiration, whatever have you. But yeah, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, for joining me here today. I hope you have a good one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!